and welcome to Business with Hank. Now you may be thinking to yourself, what does this guy know about business? And the funny thing about that is I don't. But one thing I do know is how you guys, yes you, can effectively turn a piece of garbage $250 three-wheeler into more money. More money. Which therefore equals cool things. But yeah. But today's video, I'm showing you guys how you can turn a three-wheeler, junk at that, to most people, into profit. So in today's video, I'm picking up a $250 three-wheeler, which I will then take apart, clean the parts thoroughly, paint a couple things, but all in all, put no money and little to no time into what I'm doing, and then turn around and sell it all and profit upwards of $700 to $1,000. Specifically in today's video, I pick up a 1985 Suzuki ALT 185 three-wheeler. It was a 1 year only three-wheeler, and to my knowledge, they're kind of rare because it was a 1 year, and therefore, you know, 1 year is not a very long time for production of something, I guess. So therefore, supply is low and demand is high. There you go. There's something I know about business. But yeah, business with Hank is today's topic. Now, things to keep in mind is you're not gonna do this and post these things on eBay or wherever you post them and immediately sell them. It takes time. It does. That's one thing to remember. It takes time. But yeah. Also, not even gonna lie, I had to look up how to spell business to make sure I spelled it right. And yes, I think I did. Possibly. But yeah. Let's go pick that three-wheeler up and go from there. Not wanting to roll so easy. Yeah. Jeez. That was way heavier than I expected. Dang. Whoa. Right here, we have a 1985 Suzuki ALT 185 three-wheeler. And the guy I bought it from said that this was a 1 year only, being that it's a 185, which is cool. And it's got reverse. And the guy said he had it running. He put a new fuel pump and fuel primer on it. For whatever reason it has that. He put those on it, and he said he did have it running. But he said he went to clicking in a gear and the chain popped off. But he put a new chain tensioner on it, so chain's violently loose still. But I'm not too worried about it. It's currently like 10 o'clock at night and just got home. So I plan on starting on this tomorrow in the morning. First thing I'm gonna do is take the seat off and pressure wash it, and then dig in, start working on it. The fuel tank is under the seat. It's not actually up here. That's why it's got a fuel pump. But I believe that I'll be able to turn this one around pretty quick, being that it's a 1 year. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow what condition everything's in. Well, it's a new day and we're out here in the shop, well, garage, and just at first glance, there's a puddle under the three-wheeler. So it definitely leaks oil, but that's not a problem because last night I was sitting there pondering, like, do I try and get it running? The guy bought it off of said he had it running, put it into gear, and then the chain flew off. So I was pondering, do I get it running and then try and sell it like that? And then I did some research, and it's not even worth it. So first things first today, I'm gonna give this thing a quick scrub down. I'm gonna remove the seat, and then I'm going to pressure wash this pretty good. Just get most of the dirt and whatnot off. That way I don't gotta scrub necessarily as much when I am disassembling. But after we get it pressure washed, I'm going to just remove the motor and then start disassembling it. And then once I get that disassembled, then we'll just move on to the next however many things. And also, I sold a frame off one of my 110 three-wheelers today. Well, selling it later, but that's besides the point. Let's get to cleaning this old girl up. Well, now that I got it clean and, well, ready to work with, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that motor. Well, first thing, I'm gonna pull this shroud, whatever. Kind of thought it was a gas tank cover at first, but the fuel tank's back here, so either way, pull that off, and then pull the motor, and then go from there. So let's yank that motor out of here. Well, got the motor out, and that was actually one of the harder ones that I've had to do on a bike like this. I tried to keep everything organized, like the foot peg bolts and the motor mount bolts, stuff like that, but you know, it can only be so organized, I guess. But man, that was pretty hard to get out of there. And I freaking, oh my, it is so hot in here. I'm so sweaty. But the motor is removed. I accidentally ripped these wires out. Hopefully that don't really matter. I'm not really planning on selling that stuff, but there's this like decompression mechanism thing here, because it's got a pull start, and that thing was a nightmare to remove. But it's so freaking hot in here that I literally am just letting this sit the way it is, and I'm gonna go in the house and cool off because I'm genuinely dying. But yeah, motor is out and we're making progress. Next thing to do is take top end off and then tear into, well, actually I'm gonna take the top end off, taking the pull start off and the reverse lever, and then the clutch cover, and then I'm going to just sell the bottom end as a complete assembly. That's my plan for that. So yeah, I'm gonna go cool off though. Well, it's a couple days later and I haven't done anything to the motor because it's been so violently hot out. Now I'm going to run this motor up to the shop where we got a parts washer, because it's literally caked with some grease and oil. Everything else is clean because I pressure washed it. Obviously you guys saw that, but we're gonna take care of all of that stuff right there. And then I'm gonna also disassemble the top end and a couple other things. But we got broke out the cutoff for today because it's so hot, and shorts, but mildly had to. It's very hot. But I'm going to grab a tote and some maybe blankets if I can find something, I don't know, and chuck this in the back of my car. I got this thing in a tote in the back, and that way it just doesn't leak oil all over the trunk. NGO, it's really dirty, but not worried about it. I got some fresh engine rebuild cardboard. Didn't exactly get this cleaned up the best, but it's good enough for now. I can clean it up more later. Next objective is to pull this rocker box and cylinder head off, and cylinder. So let's tear into that. So just upon first inspection, it really doesn't look too bad in there. It kind of looks like they're still cross hatching. Obviously there's carbon on top of the piston, but honestly it's not even that bad. It doesn't look like there's many hours on this at all. So I'd say
I'll be able to clean that up, and I'll be able to sell this cylinder too pretty easy. But just two nuts with studs holding this on, bust them off, and then cylinder should pop right off. Rings aren't stuck or anything, and the piston's a little scored up, but it's really not even that bad. Cylinder, same way. It's a little bit glazed, but it's really not too bad. It probably would have smoked maybe because it's glazed, but I really don't think it would have been bad. But pull this piston out of here now. The one thing right now, I'm gonna tell you guys, all right, if you're getting ready to pull a wrist pin out of a piston on any motor, whatever it is, like motors like this, I mean, I always recommend put a rag or anything you can find down in there, because that, when them circlips come out, I mean, sometimes they'll just go flying. So I've taken them out before, not put a rag in there, and the circlip went right in the bottom end. Then I had to split the case. So don't make that mistake. Just put a rag in there. Alrighty, top end has been removed, and I was just checking the up and down and side to side play in this crank, and it is mint. It is great. No play up and down, you know, little side to side, but that's just how they go. But not really anything. Feels great. Definitely a reusable crank. Someone will definitely possibly need this bottom end. But next I'm going to pull this recoil off, and then I'm gonna pull this clutch cover off, and then just clean up this bottom end assembly, and should be good to go. But first I'm gonna bust this off here. Well, I zipped that off there, and now I just real quick, I pulled these internals out because there's no pull rope in the recoil here, or whatever you want to call it. So I actually did buy one as soon as I like really knew I was purchasing this. Like the night I bought this, I went ahead and I bought a rope for that. But these things right here, do not mess with those. They actually are like a nightmare. I had to rebuild a couple of 110s pull starts. Literally, this is the biggest nightmare ever. You try to get in there and then it completely unravels. It's the worst thing ever. But next, I'm actually going to pull this ignition side cover off, because these are worth money and the clutch covers are also worth money. So first thing, I got to pull this flywheel out of here, and luckily, I don't know if you guys can see in there, there's threads. Luckily, I just so happened to bring my fancy tool that you can buy on eBay for about 10 bucks. I'll put in the link in the description below if you ever want to find one of these. Just get one on Amazon. They're like 10 bucks, 13 bucks, whatever it is. But it's got two different side threads on it. One's for like smaller bikes, and obviously the bigger one's for bigger bikes. But we'll see what size fits in there, and then we'll pop that flywheel off there. Well, the top end and both side covers, including the flywheel, obviously, is off. So now, I'm not even going to worry about all that. I'm leaving that in there. That's about all I'm taking apart on it. So now I'm going to run this back over to the parts washer and give it some more washing inside and out and whatnot. And then I'm going to clean up the case as much as I can, and then that's all I'm doing with it. But also, really weird, so this stud here, this head stud here, this head bolt or this rocker box bolt were both black, and they smell like so bad. They smell like, I don't even know how to describe it, but they smell violently bad and burnt. Just after a quick hone, got this cylinder looking fresh.
Back at the shop, been a couple days, working on cleaning a bunch of parts. Got some stuff in the ultrasonic cleaner, working on the cylinder head right now. Got the top of it pretty clean, still got to work on the sides, but got the surface cleaned up. Them valves came out great, but working on this now. Cylinder's pretty clean, as well as a piston, as you guys saw the other day, if it'll focus. I got the cylinder walls cleaned up. I know it didn't focus, but you get the point. Cylinder and piston cleaned up. Still got to clean the outside, but just slaving away today. Not much to film, just cleaning. So I'll get back with you guys when everything's clean and we're getting ready to list. All right, little update for you guys. Been a couple days, been working a lot towards this stuff. A lot of parts are cleaned, a lot of parts are ready to list, but I'm gonna work on that today. Got a few things I've been pressure washing here. Been pressure washing some big things, and because honestly I was feeling lazy, didn't really feel like scrubbing them. So just broke out the pressure washer, made it quick, easy work, and then them are pretty much ready to post. Like frame here, it's good, I can post it. Forks, they can get posted. This stuff here, I need to do some cleaning on the rear brake drum, whatever. A little bit on that, maybe a little on this fender stay, but as for this big stuff here, it's good. Got the fuel tank and fuel tank guard pressure wash. That stuff's looking good. That can actually get posted. But another big thing, I cleaned my car for the first time actually since I've owned it, which is insane. But Ford Fusion, I'm telling you, makes a great work car, and worked like 12 hours yesterday on all this stuff. Not only did I get a bunch of stuff cleaned and ready to get sold, but also working on the tailgate, got it all scuffed and taped off on the bottom. You can see for the 78, because I'm trying to get driving it again. I haven't been able to for a while, but hopefully I can soon. But this is a front hub off a ATC 110 that I sandblasted and painted, and it looks beautiful. Should be able to get some good money out of that. And I sandblasted and painted the hubs on them. Ultrasonic cleaned the axle and sprocket. Got that stuff looking pretty good. We got some big news over here. You guys may not be as excited about this as I am, but right here is a fresh tank of degreaser. It was so dirty. There's a little bit left in here, and it was so dirty. It wasn't even cleaning the parts anymore. You can see that bowl off that carburetor is so dirty. It stained it, but the body of the carburetor came out pretty nice. I need to get a vapor blaster for this stuff, but that's a future investment. Airbox, a couple other things over here. Rebuilt the pull start. It works good now. That wasn't too bad. Just had to put a pull rope in it. But stator, got it out. Fresh loom, cleaned up. Hardware, front hub, it came out pretty nice. This is the inner chain case. I also have the other chain case, the outer. But yeah, just been working hard the past day, couple days. Got all this stripped down, literally 2 frame. Hopefully we can get some good money out of this stuff though. There's like the fuel tank look-alike, I guess. There's not a fuel tank under there, just covers the frame. But this is the skid plate. I need to repaint this because you guys can see how weird that looks. But also this chain case, it came out very nice. It was all bent up and trashed on the bottom, but it's good enough. Someone will probably buy it if they need it. So now that a lot of the parts are clean and we've made it past that step, next step is taking pictures and getting it ready to be listed. But
a big part not to skip out on if you guys start doing this is make sure every time you take a picture of something, you weigh it with whatever scale you got. This is just an old junky, like, mechanical scale, I guess, but weigh it so you know how much it weighs, and then get the dimensions of it, length, width, and height of it. Just simply, you know, we'll do this here. Just get the length of it, you know, like this right here is 25 inches long. The width, make sure you go from the longest point, and then the height to the highest point, and then that'll get you an accurate, you know, size, so that eBay knows how to do the shipping, how much shipping. Make sure you do that, and you don't just let eBay do it, because they don't exactly know how much it weighs or how big it is, and they could cheat you out of a lot of money. I've had it happen. But make sure you guys do that. Get your length, width, and height, and weight, and then you're good to go. And then finding boxes, that's another one. But yeah, just got done with this carburetor, cleaned it real good, got it looking fresh, got the throttle cable hooked up, and it works and whatnot. So I'll sell that as an assembly. It'll just need the choke cable, but it's all clean and ready to go. The float is working. But yeah, been working on all this stuff, and yeah, this is how you guys can take a $250 three-wheeler and turn it into basically however much you want, however much time you're willing to put into this stuff, and however much people are willing to pay. It just depends. So I like to price, basically just look at the competition, look at what other people are pricing. Now when it comes to something like I ran into on this, as far as a pull start, let's say, I didn't find a single pull start, and I found like one seat. All right, well, the seat was in horrible condition. Mine's gonna be nice, but there was no pull starts. All right, now being that I've done this for a while, you know, I know how it goes with pull starts. I've sold pull starts for $250 before. That's just how it goes. If they're working and they look good, people will pay for them, because they don't make them anymore. No one makes pull starts for these old vintage three-wheelers. If you want to know how to price it, just look at the competition. If there is no competition, as far as what you're trying to list, look at other bikes. Like, let's say this 185. Okay, I'm trying to sell a pull start for it. There are none on eBay. All right, look at the price of them on 110s. Look at the price of them on whatever else, whatever you can find, whatever you can think of that has a pull start. Look at the price of them and price it accordingly. Don't price it like crazy high, but price it at a point where people will be willing to pay. You know, if they had to. Most of the time they do have to, because no one makes them, but just price them accordingly and price them reasonable so that someone will be willing to buy it. But yeah, we got a lot of parts here. Rear axle, rear brake assembly. I just like to tie this stuff up so it's nice and neat, fits in a smaller package. Whatever this piece is, I don't even know what you call that. It's just kind of like a shield or shroud, I don't know. Stator, front brake assembly for a different three-wheeler, fuel tank and guard, rear carrier assembly, airbox, front carrier or front hub assembly for this bike. This came out very nice. Fender stay or fender stay, I guess. Foot pegs, front forks. Still got to take pictures of the handlebars, and then I got the wiring harness right there. Here's the gasket for the brake drum housing. In here I got the chain tensioner. Like I said about this stuff, you already know about this. But yeah, I think I might have some stuff over here. This is just bearings for the forks, but I'm not even worried about them. Over here is the seat. So what happened was this seat had a big old hole in it, like big hole. So what I did was I went to Hobby Lobby, picked up this 4-inch thick foam as a big piece. I still have a bunch left over because you never know if I'm gonna have to do this again. But what I did was, you can see where I marked it. I marked it around where it had been chewed up, and then cut it out with actually a fillet knife, like a electric fillet knife that moved like real violently. Cut that out, and then I cut this foam accordingly, sprayed this headliner adhesive around it. You can pick this up at the any parts store. Sprayed that around it, and then just kind of fit it in there, and it stuck all the way around. There's some gaps, but it's gonna be good enough, close enough. When I put the seat cover on, you'll really be able to never tell, and it'll be like a brand new seat. And then as far as the bottom goes, I cleaned it as good as I could. But yeah, they don't have very many of these on eBay, if any, that are in good condition. So something like this can go for a lot of money. It can make your money back very easily. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to cleaning parts and taking pictures and writing dimensions down. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I decided to put the brake shoes in the ultrasonic cleaner, and I'm glad I did, because they're legit brand new. Like actually, like brand new springs, brand new shoes, good material on them. So I'm glad I did that. Legit, if you don't already have one of these, go get one. My dad actually bought this one. This one came off TikTok shop, biggest one that they sold, and then we just use this super heavy duty degreaser from Harbor Freight. We do like 2.5 gallons of that, and then add the rest in jugs of water. But yeah, legit, get one if you don't already have one. I mean, I thought that they were old junk, but I put them in there and they're legit brand new. Like, I think that they're legit brand new ones, but I put them in there and like actually it made them look brand new at least. So yeah, if you guys don't have ultrasonic clean already, you're missing out.
Well, that about does it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys can take this video and apply it to your lives if you find any interest in this sort of thing, because I know I do. And you just got to find a unit and not overspend on it, and then, you know, therefore cost yourself money. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I had fun making it, and really look forward to making more videos like this. So make sure you guys let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these. We can make more, and what you guys want to see next. And make sure you guys like and subscribe for more, because, you know, if you guys aren't liking the video, I don't know if you like it. So therefore, make sure you guys like, and then if you want to see more of me, next step, make sure you guys subscribe and keep those post notifications on so that you always get notified when I post. And yeah, that does it for this video. I thank you guys so much for watching. It really means the world to me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.